Hey everybody, Norm from Tested.com here at CES 2017. HTC made a bunch of announcements this week with their Vive headset. I'm going to show you some of their products, get some demos. But the first thing I want to show is this, which is, they're calling it the Deluxe Audio Strap, but what it really is a new head strap for the Vive. When comparing the three major VR headsets, the Oculus Rift, HTC Vive, and PSVR, I thought HTC's Vive was maybe the least ergonomically comfortable, maybe the most front heavy, but this aims to address all of that. So it's this back portion here that attaches to any standard HTC Vive. You again tie here, the audio goes in on the top, and it just snaps on to the side here. Again, you can pull these out to move the headset forward and back. So I'm gonna put it on and show you how it feels. Again, I'm keeping my glasses on, pretty big glasses. The ear pops off, put face on, and then just pops in over that. And even without it being tightened, I can already feel that it's much more comfortable than the original HTC Vive strap because of the rigidity along here. Now there is some stretch. You can see that I can pull it forward so it snaps a little bit close to the face, and very importantly, it's rigid in the back here and it's cupping the back of my skull. I can pop the headphones in, and when I pop them in, the room is pretty noisy, and when I pop them in, actually it dampens that noise a lot, so that I already feel that's pretty good. You can move these up and down if you need, pop them off if I want some ambient volume, and then to tighten, it's the knob back here, and I can rotate and it tightens. It doesn't go exactly, it doesn't click. Actually, there's a little bit of a click, and that's pretty tight, or I can loosen it. Here's good, and I'm moving my head around. My glasses aren't actually being pressed against my nose, which I like a lot, that it's not uncomfortable, and it's feeling pretty good. I'm really excited for this. HTC says this is gonna come out Q2 of this year, but they haven't talked about pricing. But this is something I feel like I'm definitely gonna get for my Vive. Now let's move on to the other accessories. All right, so now we're gonna talk about the Vive Tracker, and this is JB with HTC. I have so many questions for you, JB, because this is what everyone's kind of been waiting for, an accessory that lets you create VR accessories, right? So tell us about the design of the Vive Tracker, what it can do, and how it compares to the top of your HTC controller.
Sure, so in a similar way, you can see we've got the photodiodes positioned around the outside and perimeter of the object. I mean, these, just like on the controller, are designed to actually be able to be detected inside the experience. So
I see a lot more of those, like 20, 21 of them?
There's quite a few more. I mean, the issue is that on this one, you don't have the bottom. So on this, you have the bottom. You have trackers that you can actually, be seen by the base stations. But with this one, you don't have the bottom because it mounts. So you've got to have these positioned in different places so that you can actually see that. So it's funny, people kind of ask about the design. It's designed specifically to ensure the maximum amount of tracking capability.
Depending on how people are going to attach it to their accessories, whether it's a baseball bat, a glove, or some type of rifle, because you're going to provide guidance for the best practices, but people can basically, they can put a ping pong paddle on that.
Correct, yeah.
Right?
People say accessories, right? And you think about a peripheral of sorts, but I mean, you could attach this to, theoretically, a water bottle that you want to use in VR. You can attach it to a chair that you want the chair to be mapped in the virtual world. You can attach it to anything. That's the cool thing about this, is what we're doing is trying to enable developers to basically start, building a foundation for an ecosystem of accessories. The hope is that, before, a short period of time, you'll be able to buy one of these and actually attach it to a variety of objects.
So let's talk about how it actually mounts, because you said it mounts on the bottom, and I see there is your standard, quarter-inch tripod mount. What are the other ports and mounts? Yeah,
so this is actually just a pogo pin right here. This is part of the tripod adapter. So most tripod mounts have this little pin so that you can make sure that it doesn't rotate or come unscrewed.
Fixes orientation.
And these are pogo pins. There's some data transfer as well as charging through here. We also have USB on here, so for larger amounts of data, you can use the USB cable to transfer that data.
And the pogo pins represent basically the buttons that you have on a Vive controller?
Correct, yeah. So basically all of the functions you have in the controller, the grip sensors, the touchpad, the presses, the trigger pull, can all be done the exact same way through here.
So if someone's going to make an accessory and they have maybe a thumbstick as opposed to the touchpad, they can map those to the pogo pins.
Correct, yeah.
And also some power goes through. Is it power stored locally? You charge it and then...
Yeah, it's rechargeable, about 6 hours of battery life on it, and then micro USB rechargeable, or again, you could use the pogo pins.
So how does it actually connect to the system? Because the Vive controllers connect wirelessly currently through the headset. And how does this connect? Does it also go through the headset? Does it go directly to your computer? How many can you have this with the Vive beacon system?
Correct. I don't know off the top of my head how many. I know that it's in the teens. Can have quite a few of them.
It connects. 16 is what Lighthouse Steve said.
I believe so. So yes, basically it's simple. It connects just like a controller. You can have those paired in the Steam VR, the compositor window. You can actually see all the different objects. This is represented in the shape that it is, similar to the way the controls look in there.
And so this, I imagine, pairs to the headset. I know the headset can do max 2 controllers, so you have your controller here, and then one of these, but it wouldn't be 2 controllers and like 4 of these connected through the headset.
Yeah, I don't know the exact connection point. That's something we can find out for you.
Okay. And then how are people using it? Because you have a lot of partners here showing things off, like gloves, baseball bats. What are some of the use cases so far?
So basically what we wanted to do at the show is we wanted to show a variety of different use cases. Some of the things you mentioned is right, there's gloves. So we've got a couple different people making gloves here. You've got these. You also have the Manus folks bringing gloves in like this. Cool thing about this is that these guys before were trying to use a controller, and the controller is also big and somewhat cumbersome. So now with the mount, makes it much more smaller, much more compact, and then obviously with the support of Steam VR, you have an incredible amount of information available on how to implement it. We've got these. We also have a really cool rifle here. So this is from vArsenal. It's a VR15, so very high-end rifle peripheral that you can use in VR. And actually, if you look up here, you've got the puck mounted at the top. You've got buttons up in here that it's actually connecting to so that you can use this in VR. You've got haptics built in inside of this. Another really cool one here is a baseball bat.
Yeah.
So the puck would actually just attach right there to the tail end of the baseball bat, and then that baseball bat's trackable in VR. So this is from Trinity VR. It's kind of unique. We have pitch data from pitch data is available for a large majority of the pitches that have been pitched over the past years. So you can almost go up against any pitch of a Major League Baseball player with this bat. And so it makes it super easy, obviously less cumbersome, not having a controller on there. Back in the back, and I would recommend go taking a look. We have a really cool fire hose simulator. And so it's some folks out of Australia where they've actually taken a fire hose, they have it on a wheel that actually reels the fire hose back, and on the tip of the fire hose you have this. So you have haptics in the fire hose. When you actually turn the fire hose on and you're in VR, obviously water comes out of the end, but the fire hose actually retracts and has haptics, so you're fighting the power of the fire hose. They also have a really cool jacket that has heaters built in inside, so when the fire increases, the heat increases inside of the jacket. So really trying to give you the most immersive experience possible, and that wasn't necessarily as easy to do before the tracker.
Now availability, you guys are saying Q2 both for your Deluxe Audio headset strap and also the Vive Tracker. Are these going to be available in quantity? Are consumers going to be able to buy this pretty easily when it comes out?
Yeah, so what we're doing right now is we've already committed to giving 1,000 out to developers. Similar to the way that we did with some of the headsets, we're actually going to try to seed these with as many developers that are capable of creating really cool stuff with them, in hopes that when it comes to the consumer market, there's a variety of different accessories that people can purchase and actually use.
Awesome. Thank you so much, JB.
Of course, man. My pleasure. Nice to see you.
Thanks.
All right, some impressions from using the Vive Tracker in a few demos. It definitely works. I tried the baseball bat demo, some of the guns they had, and in addition to that, the fire hose demo. That tracker tracks really well, and I could tell that these developers have been using the Vive wand controller in place of the tracker, because even in the in-game models, they had placeholder. You could see the Vive wand, the stick part of it, sticking through their in-game models for a little bit. So it's definitely a new thing. I'm really excited. I want to get these all over my house. I want to attach them to things like my keyboard, so I know where my physical keyboard is in the virtual space. Now, the Lighthouse system can track up to 16 of these trackers at once, 16 of the things with the beacon system. Now, the way it connects to the Vive headset is wirelessly, and the Vive headset can actually only pair with 2 devices at once, 2 wireless devices. So you're either going to use 2 of the Vive controller wands, or 1 of the wands plus a tracker that's attached to a baseball bat or a gun. I can't wait to get my hands on these. I think it's going to change how people are going to build their own peripherals with PVC piping or 3D printing to make accessories for their VR games. It comes out again later this year. We don't know about pricing. I'm going to want to get some of those Vive trackers in, and also that Deluxe Audio headset. Just using that for a little bit, it felt so much more comfortable than the Vive headset strap that it shipped with. We'll have more, of course, from CES and more VR coverage on Tested soon. I'm Norm, and I'll see you next time. Bye.